Hampton and Richmond 2, but City were 3-0 up, and then Hampton pulled 2 back. Mark Jones is with me. Mark, you made hard work of that.
We certainly did, and I felt like I was having a heart attack there in the last 5 minutes. I mean, we've gone from being in complete and utter control to not in control at all, and that's very disappointing. So, I'm not happy with that, but I'm delighted that we won the game. That was the aim before the kick-off, obviously. Really important we got the win tonight, but the way that perhaps we finished the game has perhaps, soured it a little bit. But I think what happens is, it goes, one sort of poor decision then gives them a real lift, and then it's like a chain of events that encourage them. I think if we don't make that mistake for the first goal, then perhaps the others don't happen. So it's, that's the thing. It just shows you how momentum can shift in games of football. But, we shouldn't have been under the pressure we were in the last few minutes. Fair play to Hampton, they kept going. The first goal gave them a lift, and then obviously they scored again, and then the momentum is with them. So it's hard to make sense of that game. I thought for large periods we did control it. Just sort of game just finished, you're trying to process it all. My overriding feeling is obviously happiness because we won the game, and that is the aim at the end of the day. We can talk about performance like we sometimes do, we can talk about tactics and all of the peripheral things, but we needed to win at home tonight. We have won the game, so I'm delighted with that, but I didn't need to be feeling like that in the last 5-10 minutes, I didn't think.
For the neutral, there are neutrals at any game. They'd look at that and they'd say, well, a great game of football. It was a good game of football. You scored some good quality goals. 2 goals from Tarek Morazil, which I think are his first goals. Obviously a really good goal in the first half. But from 3-0 up, the penalty, as you said, the penalty decision changed the course of the game. And after that, it really was sort of like the Animo, wasn't it? Backs to the wall.
Yeah, it was, yeah. As I say, I think, the momentum's a big thing in football. If you encourage the opposition, they then will come for you and it will give them a lift. We could have perhaps got that one in the last minute. Dan Rowe obviously hitting the post on a breakaway. That one could have got in for us at the end there. But listen, sometimes, things aren't perfect. Football is an emotional game. It is a game about momentum, and the momentum shifts in games. And we were in complete control, and then unfortunately we did allow Hampton back into it. But let's give them a little bit of credit for the way that they kept going. They were working hard. They were sort of, putting the ball in our box, putting us under pressure, and I'm pleased we saw it through.
Looking ahead to Saturday, a trip to Welling United at the weekend. Zach McEachran, who gave him a start today, the first start of the season, had a couple of games as a playing substitute. So he's come through a good hour, a good physical hour. So positives there.
No, great to get Zach on the pitch for an hour or so. Obviously, like I keep saying, he hasn't played a single 90 minutes in pre-season. I think his last 90 minutes was some time ago. So, we've got to be careful with him. But, I think, in the second half, when the game opened up a little bit, you could see a little bit of his quality come out. It was difficult for him to get into the game first half, but he was making those runs inside, and which was allowing Jonesy to get on the overlap. And I think Jonesy sort of was probably one of our biggest attacking threats first half. I think sort of what happened in the game in general, maybe second half, was maybe Hampton tried to sort of squeeze onto us a little bit more and put us under a bit more pressure in midfield, because we did have probably control of it in that area for large parts, and that left a little bit more space for us down the side, which actually suited Craig Fassinmade. I thought he made some very good runs. He was a threat up there. Steph Brown sort of felt his calf a little bit at half time, and I could see in the first couple of minutes of the second half that he wasn't moving too well. So, but it suited the game with Craig's pace, when they squeezed up a little bit. So once I've calmed down a little bit, I can watch the game back, I can sort of analyse a few things. But I think, as I keep saying, we were, lots of positives, in control, 3-0 up. We then made a real poor decision, which then encouraged them, which then gives them something to keep going on for. I think if we could have kept it, obviously 3-0 for another 10 minutes or so, usually the game peters out and we can sort of manage it. But certainly keeps us on our toes anyway on the sideline.
Just finally, looking ahead to Welling at the weekend, always a tough place to go. They're good on their home patch. We've picked up a little niggle this evening with Stephen Browner, and also Craig King there towards the back end got a hell of a knock when he collided, I think, with Joe Osler in the box there. How was he? What was the injury there? And presumably he's going to be okay for the weekend.
Yeah, I was quite a long way away from it actually, so not entirely sure what happened. I see he got a sort of bang on the head, but I think Kingy will be fine. Not expecting any problems with him there. He finished the game, and I'm sure he's fine. We'll just have to see Steph Brown. Hopefully it's not anything too serious. It may be just a little bit of tightening of the calf. But like I said, I thought young Craig came on and caused a few problems with his pace and his energy. He's a bit disappointed with himself. He had a couple of opportunities to pull the trigger, and he was just trying to make a good chance into a perfect one. And I just said to him, sometimes you got your opportunity. Have a shot, take it. Don't try and sort of make it absolutely perfect. We saw Cabby last year. That was one of the things that he did quite well. If he had an opportunity, he'd often get his shot away. So Craig's only a young player, but he's got good potential, great pace, very, very fit lad, and he'll keep making those runs. And we just got to work on the finish with him now. As I said, it feels it's a great feeling to win the game. That was the aim. But I would just wish we would have made it a bit more comfortable for ourselves in the latter stages.
Mark, thank you for that. Good luck on Saturday. Welling United away at the weekend.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't actually say anything about Welling, did I? I didn't answer your question. You said about Welling, yeah. Tough place to go. Always difficult game at Welling there. I'm not sure how they've got on tonight, but we just have to look at our own performance, come in and train Thursday. There's a few tired legs out there. That was our 4th game in 10 days was it? So I think not too much with them Thursday, just tweaking a few things and try and refresh them a little bit so we can try and go to Welling with some energy and some enthusiasm on Saturday.
Good stuff. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Kieren.